Welcome everyone to the Side Drive Podcast. Welcome to another race review. Today we're going to be reviewing the Kansas playoff race in the Cup Series, the cut line race, to take it from 12 racers to 8. And so far in the weekend it was kind of crazy. Daniel Hemrick got the pole, David Reagan got outside pole.
Yeah, it's kind of unusual, but it's really great to see Daniel Hamlin get the pole, his first one in the Cup Series. So, yeah, it's really exciting for RCR.
Then to start the weekend, Harvick had some inspection issues. They decided to not qualify the car, and they would qualify 40th.
Yeah, actually, they passed the inspection, but they took their stuff out of the inspection because something under the car they didn't really like and want to make a change, and so they just didn't really qualify for it.
And then Ryan Blaney would take the lead from Daniel Hemrick very early on, and then
it looked like he might be pretty strong, but like he had a car that would run very fast, very few laps in.
And then Kyle Larson would take it, and Keselowski would run him down and take it. Larson battle right back. Ryan Newman would go to pit road for a tire issue, I believe. And then Keselowski would be the first to pit road in terms of lead lap cars. Kyle Larson would stall it on pit road and have a caution for Ryan Newman before the end of the stage. Looked like he just got either loose or tight, washed right up in the Stenhouse, and around he went.
Yeah, it's teammates running at each other a little bit, and I don't know if it's just miscommunication or what that was on the track, but they made contact, and Ryan Newman got the worst of it.
And for pit stops, Kyle Busch will win the race off pit road. It'll be Ryan Blaney versus Clint Boyer at the front. But it ended up being Joe Logano. He had some tire issues early on in the race. He went on to gamble in stage 1, got those stage points, and we saw how those stage points was really they really helped him advance to the next round.
Oh yeah, and he trying to get them extra stage points and just trying to capitalize as much as he could.
And Kyle Busch would have some damage with Clint Boyer on that restart there. He would have a long pit stop. Daniel Suarez would take the lead. Martin Truex Jr. would catch Suarez, reel him in. He would go flying right past him. So I don't know who was the best car overall, especially with this package. In Xfinity Series, you could point out this guy has the best car. He's going to win the race. In this one, it could have been Hamlin. It could have been Truex. It could have been Kyle Busch or Blaney. It's just they kept switching.
This ain't one lap. One was good, another one was good, but really like the Gibbs car really focused more on the race. A lot of their cars just come to the front. So.
Then we have a caution with Joey Gase. That was all Larson there. Larson decided, you're in my way, you're in my lane.
You're in my lane, get out. So that's pretty much what
you're going to the garage. And then around Joey Gase went, and his day was done. I know it's a underfunded team. They wasn't going to win the race or anything, but still, that's kind of a crap move to just dump somebody like that.
Yeah, I mean, he didn't go up in the high lane, and block like Garrett Smith did in the Xfinity race. I mean, he was already running up there. It was like Kyle Larson would have come down a half a lane or so and went around him instead of just dumped him. So I don't really like the move that he made on him. It's just just try to get around him instead of just turn him.
Truex will win the race off pit road. Don't have a penalty for Kyle Larson for an uncontrolled tire, and I really didn't agree with that. I think it was within the box. It was uncontrolled, but maybe there's a clear-cut rule when it's like right on the line. I don't know. It's just I think it was a bad call, but might have to get some explanation of that from NASCAR. But Kyle Busch, he would have too many crew members over the wall, and also he had the hood up. Said the throttle got stuck.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if some of the damage he had earlier caused some of that, but so a lot of people were probably concerned because he had the hood up, but he really didn't have any problems after that.
Then Truex would take the lead right back. Hamlin would fight with them. They battled for a while, but it ultimately was Denny Hamlin who won stage 2, and they made a note saying that stage winner hasn't really won Kansas, and there we go. Hamlin ended up winning the race, so
Yeah.
broke that streak.
Yep. It's just after trying to break streaks, I guess. But but yeah, in the past, any stage winner at Kansas hadn't really won the race, so it's good for Denny to break that.
And Denny Hamlin would leave. He didn't leave. He would leave.
Where are you going, Denny?
Bye, Denny, I guess.
I'm one of Denny's.
But Denny Hamlin would lead. Then Ryan Blaney be right there behind him. Kyle Busch as well. Looked to be like it was going to be a good fight for the finish. And then Blaney would fall back. Kyle Busch would fall back. And then Hamlin would just take off.
Yeah, really, when a leader gets the lead, it's very hard to pass. I mean, a lot of these cars are about equal, and where the air is, it's hard to really get the best line or best run. Sometimes you go low lane, but you just can't get to drive off to make the pass. I mean, it's really very tough. Once that leader gets into clean air, it's hard to pass.
And Eric Almirola, he would have a uncontrolled tire on his pit stop once the green flag pit stops would occur. And then later on would have a caution for Ryan Blaney. He would blow a tire. At that moment, it was going to be Brad Keselowski edging out Chase Elliott in the points. If it was not for this caution, Keselowski would have been in and Chase Elliott would have been out. So
yeah, Chase Elliott really needed a caution at that point. It wasn't even any close to any cars that he could pass to gain any points. He just needed a caution. But Blaney, he was running that high line and looked like he was making it work, but he got a little loose and got in the wall. And these cars ain't forgiving like the Xfinity cars are, and it caused him to cut a tire. And he got down the apron, but it kind of shredded the tire up a little bit.
Then Hamlin would win the race off pit road, but only taking 2 tires, whereas a couple other leaders like Kyle Busch took 4. Then Hamlin versus Kyle Larson on the restart. They would have a caution with Bubba Wallace and Matt Tifft. Looked to be like Chase Elliott was going to be in at that moment because Keselowski got trapped a lap down. This put Brad back in the race.
Yeah, they put him back on the lead lap, and he got some fresh tires. I thought maybe with the fresh tires he could maybe come through the field, but they just couldn't get the handling right on Brad's car today. It's very unfortunate. I mean, he's won here in the past and going for the sweep. I guess he just couldn't make it.
Yeah, then Elliott, he just had a great restart. And, fortunately for him, but unfortunate for Brad, he just got those extra positions and allowed him to be just barely in. Then next restart, Logano, Daniel Hemrick, Suarez, they would all crash. But with Logano, he was so far in. As long as he stayed on the lead lap, he would be fine. It was a horrible looking race car, but still in the playoffs.
Yeah, looked like maybe Menard might have come up and bumped Daniel Suarez. Luckily, he kind of bounced off of Brad some, and then he kind of spun around. But and collected Daniel Hemrick. The Daniels taking each other out. But
goodbye, Daniels.
And then I guess Austin Dillon trying to avoid some cars or something, and kind of got into Joey and spun him around. But what Austin driving from Joey, he didn't back at the fence or anything like that. He just spun around and continued on the track in straight and kept going. I'm like, wow, that's some good driving by Joey. But yeah, his car was pretty tore up.
And Daniel Hemrick or Denny
Joey,
Hamlin.
Yeah, Joey also said that he's glad that it was at the end of the race anyway because he had a hole in the radiator.
Yeah. I think the two Keselowski had a hole in the radiator as well, or something happened with the front end of the car, and that's why he struggled a lot towards the end. So
yeah, I guess Quick Draw McGraw had the had his finger on the caution button because, I mean, half a second later, they took the white flag and all the positions had been froze, and Brad might have been saved. I don't know.
Yeah, and that's one of those judgment calls because I think it was close enough to where you could have called the race, but if you did, then the angry Chase Elliott fans would have been on there starting a riot, and then they would have had to
Yeah, all the Brad fans is like wishing Denny was a little bit faster at that moment.
yeah, it's just one of those things.
I mean, it wasn't like 3 or 4 foot.
Yeah,
It's
just
close?
like just a little bit, and thankfully for Hamlin, it didn't mean anything. He still won the race, still held off Chase and Kyle Busch, but unfortunately for Brad, he just kind of got screwed by that I guess it would have been a timely caution, but at the same time, it would have been untimely as well.
Yeah, he got caught on the bottom on that last restart, and I mean, he really couldn't get going. He got caught in the middle, and maybe if he just stayed behind Harvick and followed him through, he might have been saved. Who knows?
Yeah, and I think Keselowski would have done a lot more in the playoffs if he would have made it versus Chase Elliott, because I think Keselowski's probably going to go to Martinsville and win if he has the same car. Had the best car by far at Martinsville the last time I was there. It's going to make Brad sick when he wins Martinsville next week.
Yeah, and the 2 team ain't going to give up. They're going to go out there and try to finish well, and really hate it for them. They ran fairly well all season. They just had a few minor little hiccups through the season.
Yeah, and now we've reduced it to 8. We got rid of Keselowski, Clint Boyer, Alex Bowman, and William Byron. Almost wiped out all of Hendrick.
Just about
came so close to just getting rid of them, and then we'll just have Penske, Ganassi, Haas, and Gibbs battling for the championship. And now you can add Hendrick to that with Chase Elliott, and he's got a chance. Probably not as fast as Truex and Denny Hamlin, Kyle Busch, and Harvick, but he gave a good testament of why he should be in it today. Went from a probably outside top 10 car to second place finish.
Yeah, I mean, he really rebounded from probably Dover when he kind of just car just quit.
Yeah,
and had a very good finish. Well, sort of Talladega. Not really the finish he wanted, but he kind of survived, I guess. But yeah, he kind of just did what he had to do.
Yeah, but congratulations to Denny Hamlin and the Joe Gibbs Racing team. Really, the playoffs, I thought maybe after Talladega this would be where it would really ramp up. And, of course, the battle between Keselowski and Chase was really awesome and intense. But that was from 2nd to 19th kind of battle. It wasn't like they were side by side or anything. But it was a decent race. It wasn't necessarily the best. But,
Yeah, towards the end, I was like, man, I just wish this thing would hurry up and get over. How many of y'all thought that? It's, okay, I'm with you. So, and then the cautions come out, and it got kind of intense towards the end.
Yeah, so now with that, Kyle Busch is first in the points, even though he's been struggling all throughout the playoffs.
Yep.
But, with those wins early in the season, only 4 wins, but all those stage points as well really helped him. Martin Truex Jr. right behind him, 4 points behind him. Really, you don't want to be first right now. That would really help, but as long as you're in the top 4, that's okay.
Yeah.
Denny Hamlin, only 9 points off of Kyle Busch. Then Joe Logano in 4th. And Kevin Harvick in 5th. Chase Elliott in 6th. Larson in 7th. And Ryan Blaney coming in last in the playoffs. So who do you think will be the final 4?
I'm not sure. I know Denny Hamlin. I'll say he's probably going to be in it because right now he's showing the most consistency of all the drivers. Kyle's had some trouble, and Joey, he's had all kinds of trouble. if he just get through a lot of that stuff. And Harvick, he's been there, but he just kind of maintaining.
Yeah, with Harvick, it's like I don't know to pick him to be a championship pick because some mile and a half he goes there and he just tears them apart. And then other mile and a half like today he just kind of exists. So I don't know. He's either going to go. Let's say theoretically he makes it to Homestead. He's either going to go there and be top 3, or he's going to go there and be struggling in the top 10. So I don't know. That's one of those maybe picks.
Yeah, we got Phoenix coming up. It might be in favor of him, but this year compared to last year is totally different. So.
Yeah, it's because we got this dumb package. I guess you could say it's really dumb. It's like, especially when it's a day race. Night racing is pretty good, but day races, it's like you get to if you get like any sort of gap on somebody, they're gone. There's no way. There's nothing you can do to catch the guy. So that's really the most frustrating thing about the package. But at night, it gets pretty good.
So does that mean the package benefits Denny Hamlin for FedEx?
I guess. I guess that would be kind of poetic.
Yeah.
It's the end of the season.
Everybody talk about the package all year long, and Denny Hamlin delivers it.
Well, I think like some of these drivers, they really perform at the night tracks. I think Martin Truex Jr. Look at it. The only mile and a half win he's got, or both of them he's got, has been night races, and that was like in Charlotte and Las Vegas. And then I think Harvick performs well at the night tracks, which we got Texas and Homestead. They're at night. So then Kyle Busch, I think he does better in the day, and then when we get to the night races, he really struggles. So Denny Hamlin, he's another one of those. It's like he's either going to go to Homestead and perform, or he's going to go there and just kind of ride around 15th all day. So I don't know. I think there's like any of these guys can go to Homestead and win the championship just because Homestead is where we're going to have the championship, and then next year it'll be at ISM. It'll be a completely different championship race.
Yeah, Truex, it's really hard to say how he's going to be. I know the mile and a half he's fairly good at. Martinsville, he almost won there last year. Before Joey kind of pushed him out of the way. But I don't know if I ever get a repeat of that. So, with him and Cole Pern, it's hard to tell that they'll just hit a race and just take off. So, really, it's hard to really say who'd be the favorite top 4 here. So, it's a good top 8. I mean, it's Larson. You look at him; he runs the high line and he runs a good race, and may not get the finishes that he should get. So,
I think Larson's best bet is to win Texas. I think Chase Elliott, he's in a spot where he could point his way in, but it's going to be tough. You're going to have to go and be perfect. I know Kyle Busch is, he hasn't had the best of races, but, if he goes and he's perfect and you get 3 other winners below the cut line, it's going to be a pretty easy battle for Kyle Busch. So, I don't know. It's going to be, everybody's just going to have to perform well, and I know it's not going to happen. There's going to be guys that, we're going to see some of the big 3 or 4. I think really this year we got a big 6. We don't have a big 3, we got a big 6. So any of the 6 guys I think can win the championship have a problem. The other one's going to pounce.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to check out Ryan Blaney yet. He ran very well today, and he has some good speed. He just got to get to finish these races and get the consistency, and maybe he have better luck than the rest of them. I don't know. So I know a lot of people want to take Ryan Blaney out because he hadn't performed like the other ones, but I ain't gonna take him out yet, and I don't see how he does at Martinsville.
Yeah, I think Martinsville is going to be the biggest factor because that's where Kyle Busch is the best, Truex is the best, Hamlin's the best, Logano's good, Elliott's good, but I think Harvick, Larson, and I think Blaney's all right there, but I think that's where they're going to struggle. If Harvick and Larson go there and perform and even win, it's going to be a completely different playoff. So who knows? But stay tuned throughout the week for our fast picks for Martinsville, and then we'll be at Martinsville. So yeah, it's going to be our last race of the season. Can't believe it's already almost over.
Yeah, so it's almost come to an end. Almost makes you sad and happy at the same time. So I don't know. So.
It's like it's been such a long year. At the same time, it's been so fast. It's going to be the first full year of podcasting. We came in halfway through last season, so on one hand, it's like I really love racing. I want to keep it going until we can't, and then also same time, I'm ready to have off season and
take a break
and work on some other things. So, but yeah, that was a pretty decent race at Kansas. So stay tuned for our fast picks at Martinsville on Friday.